What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What up? Just a heads up, everybody. I don't have that much time today. Um, I have a contractor coming to the house, and I gotta help him out and tend to him. So I don't only have a few more minutes or a few minutes today, but I will spend some time with you guys tomorrow as well. But again, I committed to you guys. I'm gonna be live, and I'm not a flaker, right? Um, But yeah, so today I just want to talk about quickly, briefly, about having a wider reach, right? A wider reach. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that here in a second. But if you haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, make sure you book your solar strategy call. Whether you guys are watching me live or on a replay, I'm going to actually post a link there. It's solarstrategycall.com. Solarstrategycall.com. I also posted the link in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to make this really quick and brief. If you guys have any questions, I can't tend to it today. I might not be able to answer all your questions today if you guys have questions. But again, if you do have questions, make sure you book your solar strategy call. That's when I'm going to set aside 30 minutes to talk to you and really help you either get started in solar, or maybe you already are in solar, you want to sell solar virtually, or maybe you're a contractor that wants to add solar in your book of business. Make sure to book that call. Okay. So again, I want to talk about briefly about having a wider reach, right? Because there's four pillars. Again, there's four pillars to solar sales mastery. And the last and final pillar is to have a wide reach of installers. Okay, not necessarily a wide reach like your arm reach, like in boxing, right? Arm reach. What I mean by reach is have a national installer, not necessarily even national. Let me back up a little bit. Have installers in states that are viable for solar. And I know, and I'm not going to mention the name of that company. I think he may be here. Hold on, everybody. Let me let him in. I'll come right back. Okay. I'll be right back. What's up? I'm back, everybody. Okay. So I got him doing his thing out there. Got the contractor working on this thing. Just we've got security cameras all over the house, and a few of them's not working, so he's gonna go work on that. Where was I? Reach, right? We're talking about reach. Really quick. If you're watching me live or jumping on a replay, let me know where you guys are coming in from. And if you guys have any questions, anything whatsoever, make sure you book your solar strategy call, right? Solarstrategycall.com. Okay. Dude, I'm like literally out of shape. But I'm going to get back in shape. So I don't want to prophesy that. I will get back in shape. What's up, everybody? Represent, where are you guys coming in from? Okay. So we may have a little more time depending on if he needs me or not. Okay. So I'm going to spend as much time with you guys as possible that I can. So wider reach. And I want to correct myself. It doesn't necessarily need to be a national installer. Okay. It's nice to plug into one national installer. And then from there, they can manage your deals and install and procure your deals with one company. But just to let you guys know, what's up, Damon G? How are you, bro? Just to let you guys know, I'm not going to say any names of companies, but we work with a bunch of them. And when you're looking for a wider reach, right, it may not be one installer. It's nice, like I said, to find one installer. They can install in numerous states. So what we have in Solar Pipeline is we're doing a vetting. We're making sure that we have the right installers in place, whether you're a national company or a smaller local company. We're doing the vetting for you. So first and foremost, your homeowner doesn't get screwed over and they get the best customer experience as possible, because you know that if the homeowner has the best customer experience as possible, they're going to refer friends and family back to you. And unfortunately, it can work the opposite. If they have a really bad experience because some installers that you're working with is not so great, maybe the red line is lower, right? And you're making a little bit more money because the red line is lower, but because of the lower red line, it may sacrifice quality. Okay, just a heads up, because I know everybody wants to make amazing commissions. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to make money in this industry to provide for their family or whatnot, right? But it's going to come with a price sometimes. And hold on one second. My doggies are going crazy. Let me close the door. Hold on one second. Yeah, Tony. No. Okay. Everybody wants to make amazing commissions, right? Don't get me wrong. And this is why we're live. There's no editing here, right? And it gets, because at the end of the day, I work from home and it is what it is, right? I gotta, manage things that's going on in our life, personal life, along with business. I know that everybody wants to make amazing commissions. And when you're starting out, you may be trying to chase the lower red line. What's your red line? What's your red line? What's your red line? And depending on who has the lowest red line, you may be like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and work for this company because they have the lowest red line. I'm going to make a little bit more money. Yes, you probably will in the front end, but unfortunately in the back end, if you think about the lifetime value of a homeowner, if you made a commission in the front end and the homeowner has a really bad customer experience, yeah, you made money in the front end, but how about the back end, right? The back end is where you always make the most money, meaning the follow-ups, meaning the referrals. Yeah, you may not make as much in the front end, but you're going to have repeated referrals, because if you're not chasing the lowest red line, but instead you're chasing the highest quality with a competitive red line, right? Highest quality, competitive red line, right? I'm not saying competitive red line, a good red line, and quality's down here, right? As you can see, right? Quality, red line, not red line, quality. Okay. There's a big difference here, right? Red line quality, no referrals, no lifetime value. High quality, a little bit lower red line, which is competitive. You're going to get a whole lot more business in the long haul. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? Just type in yes if that makes sense, whether you're watching me live or a replay. Really, really want to drive this in deep, because a lot of our audience with Solar University and also James Solar Energy Experts. You guys, a lot of you guys are new in solar, and I really want to steer you guys in the right direction, especially when you're completely new in solar. Okay, I want to steer you in the right direction right from the get-go, because what happens is you don't want to go through your bumps and bruises, 2, 3, 4, 5 months out, and understand later that, what, if somebody just told me that to focus on high quality installers rather than low red lines, you would have been a lot further off than you are right now. Okay. So again, make sure when you're in this industry, the fourth pillar is having that wider reach, because what happens is you're going to sit down with homeowners. Say, for example, you're Damien and you're in Arizona. And as you already know, post-COVID, there was a lot of, like musical chairs where people were moving from one part of the country to another part of the country. So even if, say, for example, when Damon is sitting with a homeowner, they may be living in Arizona, but imagine if they were implanted from Florida. Maybe they're implanted from Georgia, Texas, California, and maybe their network right now, it's not in Arizona, but it's in Florida. So if you don't have installers and a wide reach to service homeowners in Florida because you're in Arizona and a homeowner knows people in Florida, then you're leaving money on the table. Does that make sense, everybody? You're leaving a lot of money on the table. So make sure that you have a wide reach of installers, and we're not chasing red lines, right? Lower red lines, really, really poor quality, right? High red lines, poor quality. We're looking for high quality installers and a really competitive red line. Does that make sense, everybody? Hopefully that makes sense. Hey, thank you, Charlie, man. Thank you. And the thing is, thanks for that comment. And consistency with anything, with business, anything in life is going to be key. Okay. Consistency, even if you don't want to do it, just to be truthfully honest with you guys, because I'm fully transparent with all you guys. I didn't want to jump on live today. I didn't want to. It was like 9:58. I'm like, I have contractors coming here. I got things to do. I'll do it some other time. But you know what? It's consistency. That's always ingrained in my head. If you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your skills, if you want to grow anything, you have to be consistent at it. And thank you, Charlie. I'm going to be consistent because I know if I have the right strategy and I'm consistent with that strategy, eventually I will get results. And again, sometimes you learn a strategy and you need to monitor and track the results, because that strategy maybe it needs a little bit of tweaking. Okay. Don't keep on using the same strategy over and over again and it doesn't give you the results that you want. You have to continuously tweak, right? Tweak the strategy, tiny tweaks. I'm not talking about big tweaks. Okay. I'm not talking about big tweaks. It's just little tweaks. It's just like, you guys ever watch like NASCAR or, the funny cars? Back in the day, I used to love like drag racing, right? I was all into like drag racing and muscle cars. And out in California, we used to go to the Sonoma Raceway and we used to watch the funny cars. And those funny cars go like 300 plus miles an hour, right? They're hitting 300 miles an hour and a quarter mile. I don't think they're even doing quarter miles anymore. Quarter mile, they're running like a couple seconds, right? 3-4 seconds in a quarter mile, something insane. But after or even before they race, they turn that engine on and they're tweaking it, right? Small little tweaks. Maybe they're in a different elevation. Maybe they need to add a little more air, maybe a little more gas, whatever they're doing. They're always doing little tweaks. They're not overhauling the whole entire engine. When you have something going, make sure that you're tweaking it, tracking the results of the tweak. And then from there, did that tweak give you a better result? Or did it actually, give you a worse result? And if it gave you a better result, then go in that direction of the tweak and then tweak it some more and then track it again. Okay. And that's how you get better and better, right? Just like what Charlie's saying, it's just consistency and also knowing how to tweak things. And you need to constantly tweak things and just minor tweaks. I'm not saying major tweaks. Okay. So again, today I kind of went off topic there for a second. This is just my brain. Again, I want you guys to understand the fourth pillar is to have a wider reach, right? A wider reach of installers all around the country, because you just never know, right? You may have a lead in Arizona like Damien, and you may love the company that you're working with in Arizona or whatever state you're in, but they don't necessarily service the whole entire nation, or maybe they're just in one local area. You don't want to hold yourself in that one little area, especially if you're getting leads all over the country from your current homeowners, and you don't want to leave those leads on the table. So make sure that you have that wider reach. And I'm not telling you to just work with one installer or a national installer, because what happens is there are some national installers out there that are not doing a good job. I am not going to say any names, but they're not necessarily doing a good job, right? So the great thing is with Solar Pipeline, if you guys haven't checked it out already, solarpipeline.com, we do all the vetting for you. We have installers right in the pipeline, especially if you're already an experienced rep and you're looking for installers all around the country. And again, it's not necessarily mean, you don't have to leave your current local installer if you love that installer, but make sure that you also have other installers in your back pocket just in case. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, everybody, just in case you need an installer outside of your local market. And the great thing is, I'm going to tie this back to leads. I kind of touched on this the other day. The great thing is, if you can generate leads all over the country, not just in your backyard, if you get leads all over the country, then just as long as you have an installer for that lead, then you're closing the deal. And I honestly feel that's a more powerful business model than just knocking in the local neighborhood, right? That is more powerful to get leads, right? Whether you're buying them or maybe you're sitting down with a local homeowner and they're giving you referrals outside of your market. It's even more powerful when you have a network of installers. You can service any homeowner within that, 27 plus different states. There's 30 states that are really viable for solar. So if you guys want to dive in deeper, if you haven't booked your call yet, make sure you book your call, solarstrategycall.com. If you guys are looking for installers, you guys are looking for leads, you guys are looking for more training, right? Make sure that you also check out Solar Pipeline, right? Solarpipeline.com. We have some training in Solar Pipeline, but over the last couple of days, I was giving you guys the value why you should have Solar Pipeline. But not only do you need it for automation, for door-to-door, like we talked about yesterday, you also need it for, having installers in your back pocket all around the country with amazing competitive red lines. But the quality of work is even more amazing than just the red line. Okay. I'm going to open up really quick. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I can't stay that long today, but tomorrow I'll stay a little bit longer with you guys. But are there any questions that you guys may have? So I always want to open up towards the end of this live training. And I'm calling it training because I honestly feel it is training. Are there any questions you guys are getting hung up on in the industry where I can possibly help you? Just to let you guys know, right? I've been in solar, let me back up. I've been in the energy industry for the last 10 years. I used to own an energy consulting company. That's how I got started in the energy field. And I want to say I transitioned into solar about 8 years ago. I started out with a company called Solar City. And I want to say 7 years out of the 8 years in solar, I literally haven't stepped foot inside a homeowner's house. All my deals have been sold online. But again, just a quick disclaimer, it wasn't always like that. Okay. It wasn't always like that. But for me, and hopefully you, I had a vision. I had a vision to eventually do this, what I'm doing now, all online. And it doesn't prohibit me to be in a specific location. I can literally be anywhere. And that's what we teach our students as well, is how to be anywhere in the world and still close the deal without necessarily meeting homeowners face-to-face in your own local backyard. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I started that way. I had my humble beginnings just like everybody else. But again, if you don't have the vision yet, right, write down your vision. What do you want your life to look like? And not even just with solar, right? What do you want your life to look like? What is your big vision for your life? How does that look like? Is it, living in San Diego, or is it living in Hawaii, or Florida, or Texas, wherever that may be? What kind of lifestyle do you want? How do you want to run your life first? What do you, because when you learn how to do solar virtually, it's a lifestyle, right? Meaning that you have a certain lifestyle, and your work is around your lifestyle, right? I'm not working first. I'm not building my business, and then from there, I'm implanting my personal life around the business. I'm implementing my business around my personal life, because I want to run my life first, right? Have a freedom to have a lifestyle that I want, that I envision, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my business around that, so it can work hand in hand. Okay. And again, solar is not going to be here forever. It's going to be a finite amount of time. And I'm not telling you guys it's going to disappear in a year or 2 years. I'm not telling you that. But again, at the end of the day, there is a finite amount of time where you can capitalize and make amazing income. And then eventually, sorry, my alarm's going off. And then eventually, um, you know, eventually transition. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. My wife's getting the Peloton guy to come here. I got the alarm guys coming. Um, so yeah, so make sure that eventually you're gonna have to come up with an exit plan. Like a lot of folks, like in real estate, right? Real estate market is not so great. There's been so many times. I don't want to say so many times. Let me back up. That's not the right word. There's been times in the mortgage real estate industry where a lot of folks in that industry had to find something to substitute or to replace what they have in real estate, because the market wasn't so great. But as you already know, hold on a second, my wife is tripping out because the alarm went off. Because that different markets kind of has their bumps and bruises. This industry is literally skyrocketing, but there's going to be a point where that skyrocket's going to plateau a little bit. Okay. And I'm not telling you that it's going to be today or tomorrow, but it's going to happen. Hold on one second. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm back. I'm talking to myself. Thank you very much, Charlie. Thank you very much. That's technical difficulty. I'm back. I'm back. So, really quick. So, who had that question? Who had that question really quick? Um, oh, it was Damon. His question was, what do you think the main cause of the industry plateauing will be? This is a really good question. I honestly feel, because there is a finite amount, and the reason being is eventually, just like any market, is going to plateau, right? Any product. So, for example, right, let me give you an example. There was an older gentleman. He was probably like 70 years old that I met maybe 3 years ago. He got into solar. He was super excited. He's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing industry. Solar is amazing. I'm super excited. It's just like as if back in the day, he was probably about 70-ish. Back in the day, he was selling, he said, smoke alarms. Okay. Think about it. He was selling smoke alarms back then. And as you know, smoke alarms, literally, I probably have one here in the hallway of the house. Smoke. Hold on one second. My dogs are fighting in a cage. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So yeah, he was selling smoke alarms back then, door to door, knocking on homeowners' doors and educating homeowners about smoke alarms. So what happens with the smoke alarm industry, eventually people started catching on. Eventually it became the norm to have a smoke alarm on the house because it made total sense. So I honestly feel eventually, just like California, right? That they changed the Title 24, which is the building code where new construction has to have solar on it. You see where that trend is going? Just like the smoke alarm. So I'm not saying that solar is going to go away anytime soon. There's literally 150, 160 million homes that need solar, that needs a lot of education. So right now, solar is completely new. So imagine if we have a good, 8 years, 10-year run. Okay. I don't want to scare you guys and deter you like, oh, I'm not going to focus in this industry. But imagine if you had a 5-year run or a 10-year run. So knowing that the industry is amazing now, wouldn't that encourage you even more to go out there even more, to talk to homeowners even more, to capitalize and get a bigger piece of the pie in the solar industry? And that's what I tell everybody. Make sure that you're out there getting the biggest piece of the pie, because there's a pies to be eaten out there. And if you love pies, then you got to go out there and do the best you can to get a bigger piece of the pie. And unfortunately, like door to door is a starting point to get a piece of that pie. And eventually, you need to think about scalability. How do I scale? Okay. How do I scale so I can get a bigger piece of the pie, whether this industry disappears in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years, 15 years, whenever that may be, whenever that may be. And I'm not saying it's going to disappear anytime soon, but knowing that we do have a finite amount of time, then we have to implement strategies where we can get a bigger piece of the pie. Does that make sense, everybody? And not scaring you like this is going to go away anytime soon. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. Okay. But if you think about it and you have the scarcity, not no scarcity, if you have the mindset that it may go away soon, I'm not saying scarcity. Let me take that. If you have the mindset, right? Abundance mindset, but also have the urgency. That's the right word. Not scarcity, it's urgency. Have the urgency to take massive action to get the biggest piece of the pie, then that's what I want to ingrain and implant in you. Have the urgency as if this industry is going to go away tomorrow. Because imagine if you have that kind of mindset, that urgency that this can be taken away anytime soon. And out there, like these homes are literally gold. So if knowing that, would I get as many pitchforks as I can and spend as much time as I can out there, mining for gold? and you can only mine yourself, right? I mean, if you only had one pitchfork, for example, I don't know what tools did he use, one pick, it's going to be very difficult to get a bigger chunk of this gold. Okay, think about a big nugget, right? It's a mountain. It's a mountain of gold, and you're there with just one pick. Okay, think about it. Or maybe you got a little strategies now. You learn a few things from our channel, and then now you got two picks, right? Bam, bam, bam. That's better than one. And then now you learn even more knowledge, and then you taking the strategies, the implemented strategies I'm teaching you. Now maybe you got a jackhammer. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's even better than two picks, right? Jackhammer. Da, 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 da. You're getting a bigger piece of that nugget. How about you learn even more things throughout your career? Maybe the next couple months, you learn more and more. You take coaching. You're listening to coaches. We're holding you accountable. Now, not only do you have one jackhammers, now you have a team of people with jackhammers. And then from there, how about we replace the jackhammers with a tractor trailer, right? We have tractors now picking away those, those big jackhammer tractor. Because, there's the handheld ones, like you guys see the construction guys. So now imagine we replace all that. We take that off your team's hands, right? Which is a pretty effective tool. La, 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 la. Instead of that jackhammer, we give them like a tractor with a big jackhammer on it, right? They're driving that thing. Da, 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 da. Now they're using a big tractor to pick away at this massive nugget of gold. Does that make sense, everybody? Because it's out there. The nugget's out there. The gold is out there. The question is, what are you doing to get the biggest chunk of this nugget? Do you have a little pickaxe? Some folks do, right? The folks with the closers, like I'm a closer, right? A little pickaxe, a lot of talking, but a little pickaxe. But the folks are quiet. They're learning. They're like at the learning from the background, and they're learning, absorbing information, taking courses, going to conferences, hiring a coach, implementing the things that we teach you. Now, not only did they have a little pickaxe, that the guy that they started with, right, side by side, that guy got a pickaxe, but he got a big mouth, right? Got a big mouth, but a little pickaxe. Now you're quiet, but you roll up there in that big nugget of gold with a freaking tractor with a jackhammer on it. La, 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 la. Right? Does that make sense, everybody? So that's how I picture it, right? Because there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of noise. And sometimes it gets a little intimidating if you can't discern the noise, right? Discern the noise from like noise to like real actionable items, or it's just noise. Because there's a lot of noise people are making out there, but they're not necessarily implementing the things that they should be implementing to grow their business, but they're just their mouth is running faster than their action. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Any other questions? But that's a good question, Jamie. Any other questions? I'm gonna go 5 more minutes because nobody needs me right now. It's quiet. My kids are still sleeping. Any other questions? And if you don't have any questions today, you're watching this video, get a pen and a pad, write it down. Because again, I'm going to be live every single day. The last part of the training, I'm going to open up for questions. Okay. Normally, I'm going to let you guys know, and I'm not bragging here. Normally, people like individuals and companies pay me $1,000 an hour. Okay. $1,000 an hour to consult, to help and see and look at their companies, look at their sales organizations and say, hey, what can you do to help us to make more money? Okay. So you literally have me here now an hour almost every single day. So write down your questions, come back tomorrow and ask them, right? I'm going to open it up the last maybe 10, 15 minutes of the training. I'm opening up for questions. Okay. Awesome. Charlie, you already subscribed to Solar Pipeline? Awesome, man. Yeah. So with Solar Pipeline, you have a limited amount of resource, right? So the idea, we have a full coaching program, as you guys already know, right? For individuals like yourself, it's $5,000 for our coaching program. And don't let that scare you, right? That's a drop in the bucket for you guys. And again, it's always just investing in yourself so you have somebody to hold you by the hand and hold you accountable, right? And 5,000, and remember, we talked about this a few days ago, COA, COI, right? COA is very nominal based on how much money you can make in this industry, okay? Just a heads up. But you have to be one of our students, Charlie, to get access to our full training. But if you have any questions, though, you guys can always ask me here. Okay, you always can ask me here. But you have to be our student. We do have different options as well, where it's a self-paced type of training where you do it yourself. They're more video-based. But I honestly feel the folks that get the best results are the ones that joining our full coaching program. It's called Accelerator. And that's when you have me personally, and we're holding you by the hand every step of the way to help you become successful. And literally, the first part of that coaching program is let's sit down with Charlie, for example. What are your plans? What are your goals? And we craft a plan and a strategy for you to get there. Okay. But we do have options as well in the pipeline. Just a heads up for Charlie. And for those of you guys that are interested in joining our coaching program, that we do have an option there where basically when you guys close your deals through the pipeline, there's an option where you guys can actually deduct the full coaching program from your commission. Okay, that's an option as well. So now there's less money out of your pocket up front, and you're waiting for the deals to come in, and you're basically paying for the course with the commissions that you receive. Okay, that makes sense. Can we do a role play for your cold calls? Um, we can, but how can I structure this? Let me get somebody else because we have literally an appointment setting team, and they're the ones that do all the cold calling. Okay. Um, so it would probably be best if I get someone in from that department, from our department, from the cold or appointment setting department to help out with that, right? Because I'm not the best cold caller anymore, you know. um, that's not what I'm focusing on for me personally, just so you guys know. But we do have scripts and things like that as well that you can use. But I haven't remembered. I don't have it like, remembered exactly how the cold calling pitch would work. And I don't want to butcher it, right? Sales scripts, I have that all down. I can do sales all day. But the cold call stuff, I'm not familiar with it anymore. Okay, Charlie, sorry about that, bro. But I will. I'll find somebody. So with our Solar University coaching program, and maybe I can open up to you guys. This is just I'm just thinking, I'm thinking out loud. On Wednesdays, we have what we call dialing for dollars for our coaching program or for our students, where we literally log on live and we sit there on a Zoom and everyone's calling. Everyone's cold calling their leads. Everyone's calling their like warm market leads or the ones they already spoke with, just calling their pipeline. And the idea is to just have a group of people, right? Because I know it gets boring and sometimes we're not too motivated when we're doing it ourselves. So on Wednesdays, my team and I drop in as well, and we sit there and we all, cold call together. Because if there's questions and things like that, it's a perfect opportunity to ask our appointment setters and ask them like whatever questions you have. Hey, I'm struggling with this. What do you think about this? It's opportunity to level up your cold calling. Does that make sense, Damon? Excuse me, Charlie. Yes, it's one time. It's one time 5K. And don't let that scare you guys. My wife and I probably invested hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching, on courses, conferences. Because again, it just goes hand in hand. As you guys may or may not know already, for the folks that don't know, the more knowledge you're going to know, the more knowledge you know, the more your income is going to grow. Okay. It just goes hand in hand. So I'm going to actually draw this out later. Let me make a note real quick. I'm just gonna write this real quick. So I'm gonna make a video about this. Uh, so so basically, right? There's a scale. There's like an invisible like grading system and scale based on like your knowledge, and based on that knowledge, it's gonna have a direct correlation on your income. Okay, it's an invisible scale. It's just like the air we breathe. It's invisible. Gravity, it's invisible, right? But we know that as far as gravity, if I get on my rooftop and I jump, I'm gonna fall. It's just known. Same exact thing I honestly feel with knowledge. There's this like invisible scale based on your knowledge, and it has direct correlation with your income. Okay. So the folks that are uberly successful, right? Warren Buffett's of the world, Grant Cardone's of the world, the folks that are uberly successful financially. Let me clarify that. Okay. Uberly successful financially, right? Oh, somebody's here. Hold on one second. My wife has a Peloton. Hold on, guys. And I'm going to get to that. If you guys have any more questions, just write it down. Give me 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes. Someone's at the door now. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. So, and I totally apologize, guys. I'm not here to waste your time, right? I totally apologize. There's just a lot of stuff going on this morning that we didn't plan out correctly. So there's an invisible, grading system. Okay. And you need to understand this because, again, it's invisible. And once you acknowledge and understand this grading system, this measurement system, then the faster you're going to get ahead financially. And I think I was talking about successful, right? And this is something that I really, really started to take to heart because we see a lot of financially successful people on social media. And I don't want to just define success, and I don't want to umbrella success just financially. Okay? Because success, knowing what it is now, you have to be successful in other areas of your life. It's just not financially. Okay? It's not just your finances, it's success with your kids, it's success with your husband, your wife, right? It's more than just one dimension. Okay? I just want to let you guys know that. Because you guys see so many people that are financially successful but have really bad relationships with their kids. They're divorced. They got bad relationship with their wife, their husband. Just everything is in shambles in other aspects of life, but financially, people see them as successful. Okay, so I want to just put this in a category of financial success. And like I said, I already clarified the other parts of it that you also need to be successful in. So financial success, there is that measurement tool that you don't see because the more knowledge you know, the more your income will grow. Okay. So, for example, if you're making $50,000 a year, that is based on the knowledge that you know. So, basically, what happens is your knowledge and your income are the same, right? Like I said, it equals out to be the same. So, when you learn new knowledge, your income increases. And then you learn new knowledge, new strategies that you implement, your income increases. Okay. And let me clarify that as well. It's learning knowledge and implementing the knowledge. Okay. Because a lot of people learn knowledge but don't implement anything. And they learn. I guess there'd probably be three graphs, right? Learn. Yeah, let's do that. Hold on one second. Learn, implement, and then there's income. Okay, I'm gonna draw this out. I think this would be a really good video for everyone to understand, right? So what I just put here, and this is kind of gibberish right now. Learn, right? People learn something. This is the graph. They learn, okay? Their implementation, though, is not so great, meaning that they learn all this knowledge here, and this is how much they implement. And like I said, the knowledge is gonna be hand in hand. Excuse me, the implementation of the knowledge is going to be hand in hand with your income. Okay. So let me back up and just be truthfully real with you guys. There's a lot of people that learn, but they're not implementing, right? They're not implementing. And unfortunately, if you don't implement what you learn, unfortunately, you're going to be stuck. Okay. You can learn. It's way up here. Implementation's down here, your income's still going to be down here. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? Just type in yes if that makes sense, because that's going to be the key to your success in 2023. Just type in yes if that makes sense. I know that sounds kind of basic, but until you really understand that metric or those metrics, you spin your wheels, you spin your wheels, because we teach a lot of folks solar university stuff, right? But the ones that really get success is the ones that learn and implement. Okay. So again, my goal by going live every single day is to help you or be a small part of your success, your financial success. Let me reword things. Financial success at the end of 2023. In December 31st, 2023, me and my team that I'll bring on here as well throughout the year, we want to be a small part of that success, right? We want to be a small part of that, okay? So don't just come here and join me live and just watch, participate, take notes, learn the strategy, implement the strategy, and you'll see that your income will go hand in hand with all the knowledge, implementation, and then your income, it's going to be all equal. Okay. Damn, that's a really good video. I'm going to make this video today. Okay. And you guys are going to see me make this video today. Because I think in general, a lot of folks need to understand this, because everyone. So for example, let me give you guys a story. And I'm just talking shop with you guys now, right? I basically gave you guys the meat and potatoes in the beginning of the live, but let me talk just freely now. And I think I've been doing that for the last like 10 minutes. SolarCon. If you guys didn't sign up for SolarCon, make sure you guys sign up. It's in Utah. SolarCon. It's in April, I think on Earth Day, SolarCon. Okay. Depending on my schedule, I may or may not be there, but depending on my schedule, I'm trying to be there, but depending on my schedule, I may not be there. But for you, invest in SolarCon, okay? Invest in SolarCon. That's going to be my first assignment for you guys as far as conferences, and any conferences that I think will help you guys advance your career in solar, I'll let you know. SolarCon, okay? Jake and Joe Moose, they're hosting SolarCon. Last year, their first annual SolarCon was amazing. I spoke at that event. It was a 3-day event. It was amazing. They had amazing vendors there. I'm not sure if you guys ever been to CES, the electronic conference. It's massive. They got these massive booths, right, in CES. And I was so amazed in SolarCon, the first year, last year, they had those types of booths. They had these big manufacturers out there, software companies, lead generation companies. They're there showing off their products and their services, which was amazing. So with SolarCon, there's so many people there that mingle, which is cool, network and mingle. But also, for me, I always stand at the back or sit at the back and I just watch people's behavior. And what I'm looking for are folks that have like a pen and a pad that are taking notes, right? At least they're taking the first step to getting something out of the conference, not just networking, which is part of it, which is great, not just hanging out and drinking after the event. That's great as well. Don't get me wrong. But also the folks that have a pen and a pad, they got their, computers and they're taking a ton of notes. Because I know those folks that are doing that, at least they have the potential to grow their income. Okay. And again, that's just a potential. And then from there, once those guys go home, there's always going to be a percentage of those folks that took a lot of notes that actually implement some of those strategies. And now their income starts leveling up. And I can't stress that enough to everybody, because everyone's just looking for a secret sauce. Everyone's like, I need more leads. I need more leads. Leads is not going to solve all your problem. It's a piece of a puzzle, okay? It's a piece of a puzzle. Leads is a piece of a puzzle, okay? If I'm building a puzzle and I have one piece of it, it's a piece of a puzzle, okay? And a lot of folks are like, I just need leads. That's it. That's all I need. If you have all these systems in place, you have everything like in place, yeah, maybe the last puzzle you need are the leads. But a lot of folks are just starting out, or maybe like 6 months, a year in the business. They don't have the infrastructure. They're not running their business like a business. They don't have any automation. They're not leveraging any videos. They're not showing authority in the market. You don't need leads. Okay. Especially not the ones you pay for, and especially not the ones that you knock on the door that you pay for with your time. Right? That one is the most important one. And we talked about this the other day, right? The ones you pay for with your finances, yeah, that's money can always be made, okay? But time can never be bought back. So I honestly feel when you're generating leads, it's not the money that you spend, it's the time that you spend at the door is more important to me, right? So that means that if I'm knocking on doors, then I better be a system, a strategy. And I talked about this yesterday, okay? And that's another thing why you should join Solar Pipeline is when you are knocking doors, then you have a system. You're capturing information. I'm not going to talk about that today. I talked about it yesterday. And if you guys want to know what I was talking about when you're knocking doors, where you're capturing information, make sure you watch the training yesterday. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Devano said people also don't take notes on what's working and what isn't as it happens, right? Absolutely. If folks are telling you, you know what, I did this and I got very minimal results, almost zero. And then you talk to another person and they're telling you the same exact thing. I would listen to the advice. But be careful, right? Be careful on who you're listening to. Okay. Because so what I mean by that is a lot of people kind of like talk trash about like virtual sales. And the folks that talk trash about virtual sales, I noticed, are the folks that don't do virtual sales. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take their comments and their opinion with a grain of salt because they're not the expert in virtual sales. But if you had folks that are talking about like virtual sales, but there are virtual sales, and they're saying, hey, you don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, then I would listen a little bit more, right? And I would take their opinion a little more, I would take their advice a little bit more. Does that make sense, everybody? So just be careful who you're listening to. Because again, yeah, these guys and gals may be telling you something, and all of them may be in accordance, and they all agree together about a certain topic. But just also understand what is their expertise in that topic. Okay. Because I could talk to you guys about, weightlifting and the pills and meals that you're supposed to take and what doesn't work for me, but I'm not like super fit, and that's not really my realm of expertise. So just be careful as well on who you're getting advice from. Okay. What makes it harder to know how to adjust things? What do you mean by that, Donovan or Devano? Makes it harder to know how to adjust things. I'm just kind of curious. I know it's probably piggybacking off the other comment. I'm just trying to understand. So if I can add on to it. All right, everybody. What else you guys got? And again, if you haven't booked your solar strategy call yet, solarstrategycall.com, right? Solarstrategycall.com. Make sure you guys book your strategy call. And if you guys are looking for tools to manage your pipeline, to get leads, make sure you guys check out solarpipeline.com as well. Okay. So Devana said, if you don't remind yourself what works and what doesn't, makes it harder to understand how to change your process. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. That's why you have to really track, right? Track your results for yourself, right? See it for yourself, track it, monitor it, because as you guys know, what you track is going to grow. What you monitor will grow. Okay. Make sure you guys are tracking your results. So Charlie said, I have a proposal tomorrow, but their net metering is not 1-to-1. The total savings is only 10 in 30 years. How should I put 10K? That's amazing. Right? That's amazing. Think about it, guys. Think about it, and it's only 60% offset. I always make it more positive, right? So again, when you're coming into the presentation, you have to be super positive, even if it's a 50, 60% offset. Because think about it. Would they want 100% of the bill to go up or 50%? Would they want 100% of the bill to go up or 10%? Would you want 100% of your bill to go up or just, 40%? Right? Think about it. So it's a great question, Charlie. But come into the presentation confidently, like, hey, Mr. Smith, yeah, the great thing is a lot of people say it more like, unfortunately, Charlie, I can only offset like 50%. Normally, you would save more money if it's 100%. But for me, I come in there guns blazing. Like, hey, Mr. and Miss Smith, guess what? Great news. If you qualify, you're going to be able to lock in 50% of your energy so it never goes up ever again, right? Ideally, it should be 100, but hey, you can qualify for 50. And I'll explain to them why it's only 50%. Unfortunately, Mrs. Smith, this is what's going to happen, right? You don't have any more roof space to install solar. And also, unfortunately, guess what? The utility company right now is, hindering you from going 100%. Because guess what? They're a monopoly. I'll start really like digging into the utility company and blaming them. Okay? It's not you, it's them. And you're with the homeowner. We want you to have more offset. We want you to generate all your energy from the solar system. But unfortunately, you know what? XYZ utility company doesn't want you to do that. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to stick it to the man, and we're going to be able to offset 50% of your energy through the solar system. So you only got to pay them half, and they're not getting your full bill. And that bill that you lock in, it's never going to go up ever again. How's that sound? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Charlie? Just make it more a positive thing than a negative thing. Does that make sense? And sometimes it's hard. It's always just posturing up and changing that mindset that, hey, no matter what, 50% is still a good deal. $10,000, I mean, is the homeowner, think about it. If they stay with the utility company, are they going to save $10,000, or is their bill during the lifetime of 20 years going to go up 10 grand? So would you rather save 10 grand or spend 10 grand with the utility company? Does that make sense? Because these deals with solar, it's not always going to be a laydown. It's not going to be like a California type of deal when, hey, Charlie, you're going to save, $50 a month. You're going to save $50,000 in the life of this whole entire system. It ain't always going to be like that. And it's never like that. Unless you're in situations like in California. And obviously that's changing as well. But the skillful people can sell solar when it's not 100% offset, because they're educating the homeowner about the value going solar. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna save you $50. Those are easy. Those are laydowns, guys. Those are laydowns. You grow when it's hard times, right? It's the same exact thing with solar. You grow in sales when you can sell a homeowner or get them to move forward with solar. I hate using the word sell. If you could educate the homeowner and show them the value going solar, even if it's a 60% offset like Charlie, that's when you pat yourself on the back like, damn, I'm pretty good. I'm a closer, right? You're a closer when you can show homeowners that, hey, it is even right now, or you are paying more right now. Yes, you are. But in 3 years, this is what your bill's going to look like with XYZ utility. The great thing is, after 3 years, it's all gravy from here. Or do you want to be locked in with a utility company that just goes up forever? You choose. Totally up to you, Mr. Smith. My job here is to qualify you, and not everybody qualifies, even if you decide to move forward today. Right now, you're just taking away from them. Does that make sense? What's up? What's up, Captain Irish? Ahoy. Second year selling solar. My first year, I sold almost $2 million. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's awesome, man. 2 years, so you're a seasoned veteran. You know what I mean? Awesome, man. Awesome. So Devano, same exact thing. Devamo, sorry. Same. I'm only month 1 into selling solar door to door. I came from virtual, and I already have 35K in commissions in the books this month. That's amazing, Devamo. That's amazing, man. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Anybody else? What else you guys got? I'm running a little bit late, or running a little long. But again, dude, I love helping you guys. I love it. I love helping, right? I love helping because you guys already know, like, the law of reciprocity. Okay. Who knows the law of reciprocity? Just type in me. Who knows the law of reciprocity? Yep, I got you. Captain Irish. They don't have a 1-for-1. Or they don't have net metering, so they can't offset 100%. Devamo, you're very welcome, man. You got to call me. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. So really quick, before we end, the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity means that, it's law. It's a law. Like I told you guys, when, like gravity, you jump off the roof, you're gonna fall down. Law of gravity is gonna pull you down. The law of reciprocity is giving something to people, or giving value to people, knowing that you will get paid back somehow, some way. It'll come back to you somehow, some way, without, this is the key, without expecting anything in return. Okay. It's not like I'm saying, hey, you should do this and watch, you're going to get something back, and you're kind of waiting like, okay, I gave this person some value today. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to get it. Yep. It's coming. Right. My good deed is going to come because I gave somebody a good deed. No, that's not it. Okay. It's giving something, giving value, knowing that you will get something in return without expecting anything back, without expecting anything. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah, so I totally understand, guys. I totally understand, Captain Irish. Yeah, it's really critical that you find the right people, find the right mentor, find the right company to hang your name on. Okay, because a lot of folks these days, and I've been guilty of this in the past, right? When you're like, you know what, I like these guys, or maybe they don't do really that great of a work, but I'm making good income, and you just kind of deal with it, right? You're like, I'll just bear with it. But at the end of the day, you need to realize that for me personally, as well as a person, as a man, that my word is going to be bond. Okay. If I tell you something, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. Sometimes it may be a roundabout way it gets done. Like my wife, right, tells me to do things. I tell her yes, it'll get done. Maybe sometimes it may be a roundabout way, but I will get it done. Okay. I will get it done. And unfortunately, right now with solar companies, because this is such a amazing market and it's literally the wild, wild west, a lot of integrity is being thrown out the window. Okay. A lot of integrity is being thrown out the window, unfortunately. But we all fail. We all make mistakes. The only perfect person out there is Jesus Christ, and obviously we're not him. We want to be more Christ-like. But again, it's just one of those things that we all fail, right? We're all men here. Well, majority of us are men, some women, and we're here to provide and protect, right? Provide and protect, and we're here to do the best we can. And we want to align ourselves with people that have the same integrity, um, the same beliefs as you, to make sure that you're in alignment. You're in alignment. Yeah, absolutely, man. I am a believer, Captain Irish. Absolutely. I say it loud and proud. All right, guys. I don't worship the creation, right? I worship the creator. Okay. Just to let you guys know. All right, everybody. That's all I got for today, right? Super excited for tomorrow. But if you guys have any questions, right? You guys have any questions, make sure you book your solar strategy call, just like Devana did. We'd love to help. We'll invest 30 minutes of our time to help and point you in the right direction. Whether it's joining our training program, whether it's something else, we're here to help every step of the way. Okay. So make sure, yeah, follow-ups are brutal, Follow-ups are brutal. So that's why you guys have to have a system in place, just like Solar Pipeline, where this does a lot of heavy lifting for you. It sends out automated messages, text messages that we've already had our copywriter built out for you. Okay. Time to go knock some doors, go get some leads, and go crush it, everybody. All right. Go crush it. Other than that, you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.